Hello there and welcome back to Movie Recap. Today I'm going to recap Siren 2. A warning, spoilers ahead, please be cautious. Before we start, please support our channel by subscribing and clicking the bell icon for future notifications. Now let's start. Army kept the mermaid in a tank and showed it to the people. Rin's legs had turned into the tail of a fish, but her body was like a human's. To start first, we saw that a dangerous mermaid, Rin, had come to save her sister on the ground, but she couldn't save her. A boy named Xander killed her. Rin decided that she would stay on the ground, where she fell in love with Ben. After this, Rin started hearing strange noises from the sea. Ben's friend also felt this, because the sea animals were also coming out to make noise, and some even die. When Ben and his friend went to see this, Rin was also there. She wanted to go to the sea and find out, why are the sea animals dying? Ben and his friend put a tracking device on Rin's hand, so that when she goes to sea, they can keep an eye on her. But when Rin goes to the sea, she sees a dead mermaid there, and suddenly she hears such a loud noise in the sea that she ran and came to the jungle, where she sees Rin's friend and a dead mermaid. Rin's friend was badly injured. Ben takes her to Helen, but Helen had more mermaids there, because all the mermaids had come out of the sea, because it was very difficult for them to stay there. That's why Ben now takes everyone to his house. Ben had found out that an oil company had put some devices in the sea to work, and the mermaids were not able to bear the noise coming out of it. This was the reason why the lives of the mermaids were in danger. But the company said that they would not take out the devices for 8 months. This means that all the mermaids had to stay on the ground for 8 months, but it was very difficult to take care of them, because they could attack anyone at any time in anger. Ben also teaches Rin how to drive a car, and the rest of the mermaids go out to catch fish in the jungle. Rin's sister's daughter was also with them, who was followed by a wolf in the jungle, but Ben and his friend save her. All the mermaids obeyed Rin's orders. Rin explains everything to everyone here, that no one will be harmed here. On the other hand, when Xander finds out that the mermaids are staying at Ben's house, he starts fighting with Ben. He says that mermaids are very dangerous. They can harm anyone. Like they killed my dad. That's why he wanted to go to Ben's house, so that he can go there and kill everyone. But before he could go to Ben's house, he went to a secret place with all the mermaids. It had been a long time since Rin had stayed away from the sea. That's why she was not able to breathe properly. She could not go to the sea. That's why Ben and his friend put seawater in a very big tank, so that Rin can feel peace inside it. Ben was dreaming there. The dream that Ben was seeing was funny because Rin was also having the same dream, because mermaids could not dream in the sea, and for the first time on Earth, Rin had seen a dream. After this, we see that Ben and his friend had also made a water tank for the mermaids, along with a big house. They also make fake IDs for all of them, so that they do not have any problems while staying on the ground. They take all of them on a tour of the entire town. But here, a mermaid was missing, who was kept in a boat by Xander. He blackmails that mermaid. He says, if you tell me about the other mermaids, then I will let you go from here. And if you do not tell me, then forget that you can be free at any time. He was doing all this because he wanted to kill all the mermaids and take revenge on his dad. He thinks that mermaids are a threat to everyone. And that mermaid was very injured. She could not compete with him. She could not run away from here. That is why she is ready to support him. Xander had freed her. She goes to Rin's sister's daughter, to whom she tells her that a man had killed her mother. Hearing this, Rin's sister's daughter got angry. Now she too started considering Rin as her enemy, that she is supporting humans. That is why she, too, was ready to kill everyone with that mermaid. Now Ben goes to Xander, where he wanted to take her to the sea with him. But Xander shows him that he is worried about the mermaids. Although the truth was something else, he was an enemy of the water fairies. Now both of them went to the sea to find out about the oil company's devices. The same mermaid who was supporting Xander, who was Rin's enemy, tries to kill her mermaid companion with Rin's sister's daughter, and goes and imprisons her in Xander's boat. But she did not want to support Xander either. That is why she, too, was tied up with that mermaid, where Xander beats that mermaid a lot. But he did not say anything in return. Now he calls Xander's sister here, and tells her about that mermaid, who had become Rin's enemy. After knowing everything, Ben comes there and saves her. On the other hand, the mermaid, who was Rin's enemy, understood that all humans were her enemies because of Rin. That is why she goes to the other mermaids and tells everyone that they will have to kill Rin. But no one was ready to support this mermaid. after which Rin tells that mermaid to her enemy that we need humans to go back to the sea. They will help us. That is why the mermaid understood what Rin said. On the other hand, Xander makes a girl named Nicole his friend, who had just shifted to the town. Rin's sister's daughter was screaming loudly in the boat because she was after Xander. She wanted to kill him and avenge her mother, Rin's sister. That is when Nicole comes there, who was secretly making a video of her, and goes and watches the video. When the army men imprisoned Rin's sister in a water tank, Nicole wanted to know about the mermaids. That is why she met Xander and secretly followed everyone. When army men caught a lot of fish from the sea, they found Xander's dad's dead body in the sea, who was killed by Rin's sister. That is why the police caught Ben and Xander, because when Xander's dad died, he was in the same boat. Now both of them knew that Rin's sister had killed them. But here Ben tells the police that he was lying. He says that he killed Xander's dad by mistake. He was doing this so that he could save Rin and her companions. But the police didn't believe him, and they keep Ben in jail until the investigation. Ellen hides all the mermaids in the mountains so that the police can't reach them. We know about Nicole because the army sent her, so that she can catch the mermaids and do research on them. Now Nicole goes to Rin and tells her that if she helps the army, then the army will also help her. She was dealing with Rin and said that if she goes with her, then they will leave Ben. That is why Rin was ready to go with her, because she wanted to save Ben. But Nicole tells Rin to keep this a secret. Rin agreed to it. That is why the police are also leaving Ben now. When Ben came back, he felt that the army men had kept an eye on him. Ben and his friend didn't know that. Rin had risked her life to save Ben. The next day, Rin goes to the army lab with Nicole, where some of her tests were taken. But Rin came back early. After Ben came back, all the mermaids also came back from the mountains. Now Ben also learns that the oil company that installed the devices in the sea is Ben's dad's company. That is why he decides to go to the sea and remove all the devices so that all the mermaids can go back to the sea. Now he took all the mermaids and went to the sea in a boat. Ben's dad had organized a party for his oil company. He wanted to show his oil-filled boat to everyone. But according to Ben's plan, all the mermaids go to the sea and remove all the devices, which had a lot of oil, and set the boat on fire. After doing this, Ben and his friend came back to the party. There, Xander and Rin's companion mermaid were in Xander's boat. There, Rin's sister's daughter comes and attacks them. This means that she didn't go to the sea with the other mermaids, so that she can kill Xander. Xander saves his life and cuts the gas pipe, which set the boat on fire. When Ben and his friend learned about this, they went to save them. Ben quickly goes there and saves Xander and Rin's lives. Now all the mermaids had gone to the sea. Now at night, Ben and his friend miss Rin a lot. They listened to a recorded song. That's when Rin came there, because she too couldn't live without them. She comes and tells them about Nicole, that she had made a deal with Nicole to save Ben's life, that she will let the army do their tests. In the story, we see Ben's mother, who was very sick. Rin comes and tells Ben that she can use his blood to save his mother's life. At first, Ben wasn't ready for this, but Rin makes him ready, because she can do anything for him. They take Rin to the lab for the test. There, the lab people made a video of him, changing from a human to a mermaid. Ben was very angry about this. That's why he brought Rin from there. A lot of time had passed. Ben's friend tells Rin that only a few days are left for Ben's mother. Hearing this, Rin goes to Nicole's lab again, without informing anyone, and tells her to take out her blood. That's what they do. That made Rin very sick, but as soon as she recovered, Ben and his friend brought her back. Ben was also very worried, because the doctors had put Rin's blood on Ben's mother, without doing any research. He was thinking, I don't know how Rin's blood will affect his mother. That's why the doctors sent Ben home until the results were out. At home, he took his friend and Rin shopping. While shopping, Rin suddenly attacks a woman. She doesn't know what happened to her. Rin came home and became normal again. But after a while, Rin gets so angry again that she tries to kill Ben. But at the right time, Ben's friend saved her. After a while, Rin hears the sounds of sea animals, which she runs to kill. After seeing all this, Ben and his friend put her in a glass tank. Then they get a call from Nicole. She says that because of Rin's blood, her hormone level has increased, which is making Rin very angry. Then Ben also finds out that her mother has recovered after taking Rin's blood, and she needs more blood to fully recover. In the glass tank, Catherine breaks that tank. Despite Ben's refusal, she went to the jungle. Ben and his friend look for her a lot, but they don't find her anywhere. Here, Nicole helps them. She tells them where she is. They try to catch all three Rins in the jungle, but Rin goes to Ben's friend and tells him her song. And with this, Rin became normal. It means that her song affected Rin. After which, Ben and his friend get their brains tested, and also their song. When the doctors hear that song, they are surprised that it can have such a deep effect on a person's brain. They put a mouse in the glass tank and play Rin's recorded song. It had such a deep effect on the mouse that it becomes so strong that it breaks the glass tank. When Ben's mother calls everyone for dinner, Ben's friend tells everyone about him and Ben, that they both love each other. She comes back and tells Rin that since I've heard your song, I don't have control over her brain. Later they had to find out about the song. That's how they can get rid of the effects of Rin's song in their brains. So now, to get rid of the effect of this song, Rin calls a mermaid from the sea. Who could get rid of the effect of this song? But even she could not get rid of the effect of this song. Now Rin tells Ben about a place in the sea, where the effect of this song could have been removed from Ben's friend's brain. She talks to the barman and takes a machine, and goes to the same place in the sea. Nicole had also put the cameras in that machine. But Rin did not want to show this place to anyone, except for Ben and his friend. So Ben turns off the cameras. Now they go to the same place where the children of the mermaids were born. Rin says that she was also born here. Later she takes them to a place with such light, where Ben and his friend were feeling very good. This was a magical place, where the mermaids used to leave their songs after their deaths. They used to stay here. Now these three come back. After coming back, the army people tested their brains again. They come to know that now the effect of Rin's song is gone from their brains. So Ben and his friend are very happy. Here we also come to know that when these three went to the sea, Nicole had put the cameras in their house, which was keeping an eye on everything secretly. After this, Rin's companion, who had come to Earth earlier, came to Earth again from the sea, because he was not feeling good in the sea. Later, that mermaid went to Helen's house. Then a woman comes to Helen's house, who had taken Rin's companion with her. When Helen told this to Ben, the army people also came to know about it. Those who had kept an eye on them through the camera understood that, apart from Rin. There was another mermaid who was living in the town as a human. After this, we are shown Rin, whose skin was now shining. This meant that it was such a hot day, when the mermaids used to give birth to children. But due to the chemicals thrown into the sea by humans, the mermaids had not given birth to children for many years. That's why she tells Ben that she will take her companion, who has come from the earth back to the sea, so that she can give birth to children. Now she does the same, but when she comes back, she is still not a mother. After this, we are shown Xander in this story, who had taken a reporter to Rin's sister's grave, where he sees that her grave is empty. Someone had taken her dead body. When Xander tells this to Ben, he goes to the army's lab to find out about it, where he sees Rin's sister's dead body. The army was behind all this. There, Ben also finds a friend of his, whose memory was lost, because he had also heard Rin's song. That's why the army was also testing him. Further, Rin also finds out that Ben is from the same human family, who killed all the mermaids to save his wife. And since then, the mermaids have started considering humans their enemies. Rin is very angry with Ben. That's why he went to the jungle in anger. Now Ben's friend tells Rin that Ben is not like those people, who will kill anyone. After understanding everything, Rin apologizes to Ben. Ben and his friend decide that they will combine Rin's cells with those of a mermaid and put it back into her body, so that Rin can become a mother. They do the same now. But after taking Rin's cells, Ben keeps them with him, because he didn't trust the army. Helen now takes Rin to her doctor, who was supposed to treat her. She makes Dr. Rin sit in a bathtub, which had sea water in it. Rin's legs had turned into a fish's tail, but half of her body was like a human. But here, Helen's doctor had also deceived her. She puts Rin's cells in another girl's body, which no one knew about till now. After this, we see a reporter in the story that wanted to take pictures of Rin's transformation into a mermaid. That's why he comes to Rin, where Rin was unconscious on the bed. He picked her up and took her with him. Ben and his friend also learned about it. But by the time the reporter had taken Rin into the car, Rin had regained consciousness in the car. He pushed the reporter. The car fell into the sea, and Ben came and saved both of them. He felt that the reporter wouldn't reveal his secret to anyone. that he was a mermaid, but the reporter shows Rin's pictures on TV. And now the police and the army are after Rin. Ben and his friend take Rin to a secret place while saving her life. They stay in the same cave for 2 months because the army had captured the entire town, and everyone just wanted to catch Rin. They wanted to take Rin to the border and go to another country, but when they reached the border, the army men were already there. Helen and her family members were also caught there, and strange tests were being done on them, and go to another country, but when they reached the border, the army men were already there. Helen and her family members were also caught there, and strange tests were being done on them. Now Ben, together with Sander, catches a mermaid and gives it to the army men, so that the army men feel that they don't have a mermaid anymore, where the army men catch the mermaid and keep it in a tank and show it to the people, and they were doing experiments on it. Now, when Ben was trying to cross the border, he was caught, where Ben's friend was shot. Ben and Rin were caught. Now Ben comes out of his thoughts. It means that after thinking all this, he didn't blow the reporter out of the water. It means that Ben was thinking that if he saves the reporter's life, then he will do the same. That's why he leaves him to die in the car, so that no one ever finds out the secret of Rin. In the last scene of the story, Ben is shown to his friend, Rin, who were living their lives happily. And with this, the story of Season 2 ends here.